Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to design the Automoblox female figure, just like the one seen here. Let's go ahead and get started. Come on up and do a file, new design. And let's make sure our document settings are in inches. If not, make sure they are. And we always start our designs with a sketch. So we're going to come up here to create a sketch, and I'm going to choose the XY plane here. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to come on up here now to create, and I'm going to come on down to my polygon drawing tool, and I'm going to select the circumscribed polygon, and I'm just going to kind of drag out something like this. I'm going to actually now, the radius of 0.4 inches is probably okay, but I'm going to hit tab now, and I'm going to set it, our polygon now, to 3 sides. So it's a triangle, right? 3. Okay, and then I'm going to hit the tab button. Notice I can go back out and I can sort of adjust now how big I want it. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of leave it something like that because I'm going to dimension it now. So I'm going to hit escape, come on up to dimension tool, and I want this side, this distance right here, to be 0.625. Enter. Okay, and I'm going to go add some geometric constraints real quick. I'm going to go come up to my equal constraint. I want this side to be equal with that side. And I want that side equal to be with that side. And it looks like those constraints already exist. However, I'm going to come up to my horizontal or vertical constraint, and I want this here to be vertical or horizontal, excuse me, with that. Okay. Now we're good. You should have a nice equilateral triangle, just like the one seen here. I'm going to go ahead now and finish my sketch, and I'm going to extrude this triangle out now, a distance of 0.3 inches. Hit OK. All right, and now let's go ahead and start a sketch on the top of our triangle here. And we're going to come up to create, and we are going to come down to our ellipse tool. And we're going to drag out an ellipse here. I'm going to zoom in here. We want this distance here, basically this diameter to be 0.25. Okay. I'm going to click. I'm going to move my mouse up, and I want the other diameter distance for our ellipse to be 0.21 and hit enter. Now I'm just going to go ahead real quick and hit escape here. And I'm going to delete these dimensions and delete some of these extensions just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so all we're left now with is our oval or ellipse essentially. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and finish our sketch. And now we're going to come up to construct, and we're going to offset a plane from this surface right here. So we're going to click here, and we want that plane to be offset a distance of 0.19 inches. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now we're going to go ahead now and start a sketch on this plane that we just made. Okay, and I'm going to center it here for you. And we're going to draw out yet another ellipse. Okay. So, but first, let's go ahead down and project the geometry of this guy right here. Okay, and we're going to come on up to create. Now we're going to come back and, grab our ellipse tool, click here at the center. We want this distance now to be 0.28. I'm going to click, then I'm going to move up, and I want this distance now to be 0.22, and I want to hit enter. Okay. All right, now hit escape here, and we're going to go ahead and delete the dimensions like we did last time. And delete the construction lines. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish sketch. All right, and we're going to do a loft between these two sketches now. So between this sketch and this sketch, we're going to do a loft. If you can see my mouse down here at the bottom, we're going to do a loft between these two sketches. So we're going to come up to create, come on down to loft, and it's saying, hey, what's your first sketch? So I'm going to click here for my profile. Okay, I'm going to add one. I'm going to click here and the inside as well. And then make sure it says join and hit OK. Because remember, you can also cut with a loft as well. Okay, and do other options. Hit OK. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start a sketch here on the top of our cylinder ellipse looking thing. All right, and we're going to draw yet another ellipse. So we're going to come on down to ellipse, start at the center here, and we're going to draw an ellipse so that the long axis is 0.6. All right, and the short, I'm going to click, and I want to, this distance, our short axis is 0.4. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and once again, I'm going to hit escape and just delete those dimensions and construction lines. And I'm going to finish my sketch. Now we're going to do yet another plane offset. So we're going to come up here, offset plane from this guy right here, and we're going to offset it a distance of 0.36. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay. All right, and we're going to go ahead and start a sketch on that guy now. And now we're going to draw another ellipse. So come up to create and come on over down to ellipse. Once again, start at our origin. And this one's going to be a little bit smaller. And our long axis, we want to be 0.39. And then I'm going to click with my mouse. And then I'm going to drag the short axis here of my ellipse. I want it to be 0.31. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay. And then do the same thing as last time. I'm going to hit escape and delete my dimensions. All right. And I'm going to finish my sketch now. And now I'm going to do a loft again. So I'm going to come on up here to loft. Okay. It's asking me, hey, what's your first profile? That guy. Let's add another one. That guy. And there we go. Let's go ahead and make sure it says join, and we're going to hit OK. Okay. And there's the bottom of our Automoblox female there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do another plane that's offset. So I'm going to come up here to construct, offset plane, and we want to offset from this surface right here. And we want that distance to be 0.34 inches. I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to go ahead now and once again start a sketch on that surface. Okay. And we're going to draw out our last ellipse here. We're going to go to create, ellipse, start at our origin, and we're going to draw out the long axis is going to be 0.76 inches. I'm going to click once I've typed it in, and then I'm going to do my short axis of my ellipse is going to be 0.54, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and once again I'm going to hit escape and delete those dimensions and construction lines. I'm going to finish my sketch, and we're going to do our final loft here. Now in the assignment it says see if you can get all three of the lofts. So that means you can do a loft with this one, and this one. So you have three sketches in your loft. I'm just going to do it so it's a little easier to do. All right. So, and we're just going to take it step by step, and that way you get more practice too. So we're going to come to create. Let's do our loft here. Same thing. We're going to click on that surface, add a profile here, make sure it says join, and hit OK. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and draw a feature. I got to pick the right side of our triangle to start our sketch on here, so be careful. Okay, I like to look at it from the top, and it's this one right here. So we're going to start a sketch on this side right here. Okay, so look at it from the top. It's this one right here. Just go ahead and start a sketch on there. Okay, and I want to flip it around here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is come grab our construction line, come on up to our line tool. We're going to start here at the origin again, and we're going to draw a line, a vertical line straight up through the middle of our figure here, just like that. I'm going to hit escape now. And now I'm going to take it off construction line. I always forget to do that. I'm going to come over here to my line tool, and somewhere right around through here, I'm just going to drag out a line with it. Okay. I'm going to hit escape, and I want that. Oh, you know what? go ahead and do slice graphics. Okay, helps you cut inside the material to see it. I'm going to dimension this line here to be a distance of 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to grab my line tool again. I'm going to come on down here from this bottom left corner, and I'm going to draw a line up to that guy. Do the exact same on this side. Okay. And now I'm going to dimension it so that it's centered. So I'm going to click here, and I want that to be 0.5. Okay. And for some reason, this 1 inch dimension doesn't look very friendly. Let's try it again. Let's click here this time and click there. And yep, it's a little longer. So, all right, now we're nice and centered. Okay. I'm going to connect my 2 lines down here, at the bottom. And now I'm going to come to create. I'm going to grab my arc tool. I'm going to select my 3-point arc. So I'm going to click here on this edge. I'm going to click on the other edge. And now I can adjust my radius, and I want it to be right, just something like right there. Okay. So you should have a sketch something like this drawn out. I'm going to hit escape. I'm also going to trim this guy. All right, so you're left with just this outer sketch that we see here. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go now and finish my sketch. And now let's come on up to extrude. Okay. I'm going to come over here to operation. I'm going to come down to intersect now. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here. And I want to go to symmetrical. And I'm going to now just drag it out like that so it covers the whole part. And I'm going to hit OK. Okay, and now I got that nice curved surface like you see on the actual Automoblox parts. All right, and the last thing we want to do now is to add a head, right? It doesn't look really proper if there's no head on there. So we're going to come over here to origin, and we're going to find the plane that bisects it. Let's see here. Is it that one? Probably not. That one. Yep, that's the one we want. You see the blue square here? It's kind of slicing it right down the middle. So we're going to start a sketch on there. I'm going to flip it around here again. Okay. And you could also slice graphics if you want, so you can kind of see inside of it, right? It's not necessarily, okay? But anyways, we're going to go ahead and draw out the head now and do a center revolve. So I'm going to grab my line tool and somewhere, maybe like down here, well, let's just start at the surface. We'll click here. We'll come on up. Let's see. I want to make it look somewhat proportional to the body. So we'll click something like that, maybe 0.3 inches. Hit enter. Okay. And then I'm going to come on, zoom in again, and I'm going to grab my arc tool. Okay. And I'm just going to 3-point arc. I'm going to come on over here. That's kind of small. Let me redraw it again. Create arc, 3-point arc. Let's maybe make it out here, something like this. Okay. Grab my line tool, come down, something like that. Maybe 0.125 inches. And then once again, grab my 3-point arc again. I'm going to close my loop, click here, and do something like that. Okay, and now let's make it look kind of cool. I'm going to come up here with my equal constraint. Let's make that one equal to that one. Okay, now it kind of looks a little more symmetrical, right? So this one's the same as that one. Don't want to have a lopsided head, obviously not. No, not good. Okay, it looks pretty good to me. Let's just finish our sketch now and do a center revolve. So we're going to click here on revolve, click on the axis we want to rotate it around, and hit, we don't want to select cut, we want to select join, and hit OK. Okay, and there it is. There is our beautiful, lovely Automoblox lady. And just so you know, if you see how it's kind of like not really, it's kind of connected there, you could have drawn your line a little bit more into her body if you wanted to make it look a little bit more connected, okay? Um, anyways, the last thing we always do, as we do in every video, is we always give it a material. And I believe we've been doing ABS plastic for Automoblox parts. So I'm just going to drag that over. Okay, hit close, and I'm going to come to modify. Let's give it a nice cool color or appearance. So you can sometimes, I'm going to make this bigger. I like to use the paint option and then find a glossy green and just drag it over there to it. Okay, hit close. All right, and that'll do it for our lovely Automoblox lady and using Fusion 360. All right, don't forget to save it when you are done. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.